Cardinals might be the biggest surprise in baseball so far. They meet the San Diego Padres on Mason Miller bobblehead night, with the Padres off to another strong start. J.J. Weatherholt leads St. Louis against Jackson Merrill, the Padres and company tonight. In the National League, everyone's over 500 in the Central, with the Cardinals 4 games behind the sizzling Cubs, and the Padres are a half game back of the Dodgers in the West. With that, we say hello and thanks for joining us from San Diego alongside Todd Frazier and Adam Ottavino. I'm Mike Monaco on a beautiful night out here. And look, a month and a half into the season, but these are 2 of the 7 best teams so far. And fellas, let's start with the Padres. Fernando Tatis Jr. as big a star as any on the field tonight, and yet, despite plenty of hard contact, he hasn't homered yet this year.
And it's been fascinating to think a guy of his stature, how good he is and how hard he plays. He's been hitting the ball very hard. He's been playing really good defense, but no home runs to show out of 132 at-bats. Listen, when you don't hit the home runs and you're not getting those hard hits that you want to go over the wall, you think about defense. What's going to happen there? He's been playing really good, tops in the league in defense. He has 9 steals. That's top 5 in baseball, too, as well. The guy has been really good. Just unfortunate he doesn't have any home runs.
Yeah, it is jarring to see with all that hard contact. It has been the low launch angle, like you saw, a lot of balls on the ground the opposite way. All right, meantime, the Cardinals, told you, they are a great story so far. Youngest roster in Major League Baseball, and Adam, in part, a couple 23-year-olds in J.J. Weatherholt and Jordan Walker.
Yeah, Ollie Marmol has these guys playing great, anchored by J.J. and Jordan Walker. J.J. Weatherholt in particular has been an absolute godsend for this team, hitting leadoff, playing unbelievable defense at second base, and really setting the tone for this whole lineup. And then the adjustments that Jordan Walker has made this past offseason have really paid off. He's the big slugger in this lineup, and he's looking to carry that momentum further into the summer here.
2 guys off to excellent starts this year. J.J. Weatherholt, highest WAR among all rookies, and Jordan Walker went on that home run binge with 8 in the first 16 games. Cardinals have won 7 of their last 9 as they arrive out west, and a 4-game series gets started. Tatis and the Padres against the Cardinals from San Diego. First pitch is on the way. To hear both of their voices.
God, it's so good to hear Timmy Boy's voice. I miss him. I love him. He's still clicking on all cylinders. Creasing. That's a new one.
Yeah,
when
there
you hit a home run.
for
Usually,
Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
All right, we welcome you back. Petco Park ready to go. Packed as always on this Thursday night. The only game in progress tonight on your Thursday slate across Major League Baseball. Mentioned the youngsters on display, and Michael King gets the baseball for San Diego. 30-year-old right-hander with a 2.95 ERA, and he's been good this year.
Yeah, he's been solid so far, 2.95 ERA, but I have a little bit of a suspicion that he's just getting going this season. He struggled a little bit with the leadoff batter of innings out of the windup. He's capable of going really deep in ball games. This is who they got in the Soto trade. He ends up sticking around this past offseason with the Padres, and with Musgrove going down and Pivetta going down, this is his pitching staff, so he's looking to take the leap tonight.
So Michael King, 7 starts so far. He's allowed 2 earned or fewer in 5 of the 7, and it's going to be real exciting to watch him work, because we've dug into the numbers. I know you've been poring over the video. Yeah, it feels like maybe the command hasn't been perfect so far for him, and there's more there.
Yeah, he's struggled with the leadoff batters in innings, mainly out of the windup right now. His arm angle has lowered a little bit. It's at a career low point, and he's working very east-west in his delivery. He's already a very rotational athlete out there, but sometimes when that arm slot gets a little bit lower, you start to spray your misses east and west, and you have a little less margin for error with your hand stroke there to throw strikes. That's what's been getting him. Once he solves that problem, he's going to be cruising, because all 4 pitches are nasty, and he knows what to do with them.
Yeah, and I think the biggest part for him, that little crossfire, we talked about that earlier. It's a little bit different for batters when they're up there. It looks like the ball's coming at you. Throws the ball well. Great pitcher for the Padres. They're going to need him with the injuries they have, too.
Well, guys, how about this? A moment ago, a Major League debut for Rodolfo Duran, 28 years young, from the Dominican Republic. 11, 12 years in the minors for him, as far back as 2015 as a teenager in the Phillies organization. Makes his Major League debut tonight.
Just an unbelievable story. He's been putting in that work. He's been grinding for this day. Everybody remembers their debut, but I think it's a little special when you've been working that long in the minor leagues.
He's on cloud 9 right now. You got to know what he's going through. He's in the action. So as a catcher, you're in the action. You can get rid of all the jitters, and you can just come out there and go play the game. You see how smiley he is. He's ready to go.
Ready to go as we get set for first pitch, and here's Ollie Marmol's lineup tonight. It's an offense that is 9th best in baseball in runs per game, 2nd youngest group of position players in baseball, only older than the Nationals, and we talked about it. J.J. Weatherholt right at the top to set the tone for this offense.
Just a natural hitter, was a NCAA batting champion at WVU as a sophomore, rocketed through the Cardinals system. He's shown no signs of being a rookie so far. He comes in, he has confidence. He's the type of guy who thinks he's going to get a hit every single time he steps to the plate.
Ready to go on this Thursday night in San Diego. And Michael King's first pitch is strike 1 at 93. And away we go. J.J. Weatherholt 2 years ago, as Adam mentioned, out of West Virginia, the 7th overall pick. And entering this year, a top 5 prospect in the sport. Made the opening day roster, made his big league debut, and leads all rookies in wins above replacement, just ahead of Detroit's Kevin McGonigal. On the ground, pull side at Fernando Tatis Jr. getting another start at second, and one away to begin for Michael King.
That's the changeup. He really likes to feature the changeup to left-handed batters, has a ton of movement to his arm side. Gets Weatherholt to reach out and roll that ball over to second.
King coming off last time out Saturday against the White Sox. 6 innings, 4 earned, 7 hits, 3 walks. Starts out with strike 1 to Ivan Herrera, who's been one of the best in terms of getting on base this year. The Panamanian catcher has always swung it well. 406 on base is 8th best in baseball. And he has been excellent on ABS challenges this year as a hitter and as a Cardinals catcher.
You know, when you see this Cardinal team, you really think about how really young they are. If you're on a team like that, you're looking for some kind of leadership, but they just have this culture and they just go out there and play the game. You know, not reckless, just going out there and playing this fun baseball, and they've been showing it.
Yeah, we talked with Ollie Marmol in pregame. He said we're taking care of the baseball. We've had smart decisions on the bases. Tim Kirkton was just talking about that in the studio. And even though it hasn't been overpowering from their pitching staff, they played well. 21 and 15 so far. Up the ladder with 95 on the 4-seamer, and the first strikeout for Michael King.
Yeah, Kinger has an elite sinker and 4-seamer. Once he started this at bat with the sinker, he's able to get above the barrel with that 4-seam and expose Herrera up in the zone right there.
So a couple quick outs on 8 pitches for King, and now he faces Alec Burleson, the first baseman, now full-time in that regard with Wilson Contreras in Boston. Burleson last year won a Silver Slugger with the best season of his career. 6th in baseball with his 29 RBIs so far. Couple breaking balls to start.
Opponents now 0 for 22 in the first inning. Michael King doing it in the first. Absolutely amazing.
Talked about how important it is for him to get going early.
You ever have a splinker when you first came up?
That's probably the only pitch I never tried. I've tried almost everything else there is, but no splinkers.
That fades on King. 3-1 on Burleson. And Michael King talked about it a couple weeks ago. He said, I still don't feel super confident in his pitch locations. He said mechanically he's been making adjustments throughout every start. So just trying to get in gear. He issues a 5-pitch walk here, and the Cardinals have the game's first base runner. Well, man aboard for Jordan Walker, and what a sensation he's been to start this year. 23 years young, former top 5 prospect, has been a top 10 hitter in baseball in terms of OPS, just mashing out of the gates. That's what Tim was talking about in the studio. Largest OPS increase from last year to this year. And only Ben Rice of the Yankees has had a bigger surge than Jordan Walker.
And seeing him for the first time up close and personal, looks like he could be either a linebacker or a tight end for an NFL football team. He is huge in stature. Only 23 years old. Sky's the limit for this guy.
It had you gushing thinking about old, what, Bo Jackson quotes, did you say?
Yeah, Bo Jackson was the guy that came out and said there was muscles coming out of his breath when he was talking. I thought that was an awesome quote by him. This guy, he's changed his approach. He's using his hands a little more. He's keeping his elbow down. It's kind of a delay they talk about, swinging down the ball a little bit more.
And really, he just needed to simplify his approach, because with the size that he's got working for him, all he has to do is touch it in the air, and he's going to get pretty good results. So simplifying that approach, staying a little more upright in that stance has allowed him to swing at some better pitches this year, and that's made a huge difference.
2-1 is cut out and missed. All kinds of arm side run on that changeup.
Yeah, that's his specialty. When in doubt, he goes to the changeup. It's got massive fade. Look at that ball turn over, about a 3 o'clock spin axis. That means it's spinning to the right. It's going to be diving in on a right-handed batter. It's a vicious pitch, because that's not something that they're looking for coming in. They're looking for sinkers and sliders, and he drops a changeup on you 2-1. So he always has a get-out-of-jail-free card if he needs it.
Look at the changeup for Michael King. He's really kept that OPS down, right around 720 is league average for reference, and generating a ton of chase with the change. 2-2. Walker skies this one on the infield at Fernando Tatis Jr. And Michael King posts a 0 in the top of the first, with the Padres coming up next. Petco Park in San Diego. We go to the bottom of the first with the Padres coming up for the first time. Managed by longtime reliever Craig Stammen, 42 years old. First year on the job. He told us pregame he went from not even thinking about this possibility at all. He said not even 1%, to then the manager of the San Diego Padres. And his team's been trying to figure out their offense so far. Middle of the pack, 13th in runs per game, and there's been tinkering. They've settled for now on Jackson Merrill in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, Craig was saying that he really likes the aggression that Jackson Merrill starts the game with, and that's why he stuck him in there. They don't have a traditional on-base guy to bat leadoff in this lineup, so he decided to go with a little injection of youth at the top.
The Padres face Matthew Liberatore, making his 8th start of the season. There's that aggressiveness from Merrill against the former Rays first-rounder, his 2nd full year in the Cardinals rotation.
Yeah, Matthew Liberatore, kind of an interesting leader of the staff given his age, but he is that indeed. The players around him respect his preparation. He's got a nice mixture of pitches. The changeup's been pretty effective this year. He's looking to get his breaking balls going.
Got a bouncer at Nolan Gorman for out number 1. Yeah, Liberatore this year, their opening day starter. He's got at least 5 innings in all but one of his 7 starts this year. He's been effective against the Rays, the Mets, the Astros, and then last time out, Friday against the Dodgers, 5 2/3, 2 runs.
He's not going to strike a lot of guys out, but he's going to create some weak contact early and let that incredible defense he has behind him work.
Pumps in 96 for strike 1 to Miguel Andujar, who's been excellent offensively so far for San Diego after signing a 1-year, $4 million deal in early February. And brought in to be a weapon against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, and he's a guy you can put in any time, plays a couple different positions. Another guy that's usually aggressive towards the pitcher and towards the pitches and tries to get after it. Love the way he swings the bat when he's hot.
Big breaking ball from Liberatore for a strikeout, and he's got 2 away.
Yeah, when he's got that breaking ball that Otto's talking about, that's a big one. He probably wanted that one down a little bit more, but he came with 2 fastballs to start. Haven't seen a sweeper or a breaking pitch. Got away with that, but overall, if he's hitting his spots, Otto, I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, 5 pitches, 5 strikes to start off the game, get himself into a nice rhythm here.
He's got the slider and then the curveball, which we saw to strike out at Duhar, and now to start out, Manny Machado. 678 OPS for the 7-time All-Star. So guys like Machado and Tatis still trying to get in gear for this San Diego offense.
Yeah, we know Machado's always one pitch away from getting hot again. We know struggling his last 7 games, but this is a guy where you got to be real careful with. I don't care what he's hitting. He's still got it in him.
Two-one to Machado. That's down. Spits on a couple in that direction. And it's 3-1 with Fernando Tatis Jr. on deck.
Little challenge me heater right there.
Love that. Early in the game. 3-1 count. Here it is.
96, top of the zone from Liberatore. Payoff pitch to Machado. Rocketed foul. Seen a handful of 96s so far from Liberatore. He's averaged 94, 95 on his fastballs this year.
The San Diego air.
Gotta love it, right?
I always did.
What did you think pitching here in San Diego?
It's incredible. You feel like your pitches are moving an extra inch in every direction. You have like that perfect little bit of sweat going, but you're not hot. Home plate feels really close. There's a lot of things I like about pitching in this ballpark.
Pitchers always have the advantage.
Machado takes down and works an 8-pitch walk. Liberatore thought it was borderline. And Machado is aboard with 2 outs for the Padres in the first.
What do we got here? Let's see where this one is. Yeah, that's way down.
That's a pretty good take right there.
It was.
Although it looks like we have everybody throwing a splinker tonight. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we got new pitches entering the fray tonight on both sides.
So man aboard for Fernando Tatis Jr. We told you he has endured the longest homerless streak of his career, but he's still making very hard contact. Top 25 in the sport in average exit velo, but one of the lowest launch angles in the sport.
Yeah, in a new world order of launch angle. I mean, people talk about this all the time. Sometimes when you're up there as a hitter, you're trying to get 4 hits out of 1 at bat, and I think it's the frustrating part about it. And listen, he's batting .242. He's hitting the ball hard. The team is doing well. I think he has to just keep thinking that and being as positive as possible. And a guy like this, just like Machado, 1 pitch away from doing damage and getting over the hump of hitting that home run.
You asked Craig Stammen about it pregame, and Stammen said, yeah, at times you can sort of see it on Tatis's face as he is sorting through this and trying to get in gear early this year. Liberatore's 1-2. No chase on a back foot breaking ball. But Stammen said to us, it's coming. He said, you cannot keep a guy like that down for very long.
Yeah, and it's body language too. Get that swagger back a little bit. He'll be just fine.
I tell you what, watching him in his outfit today during BP, I don't think he lost his swagger at all, to be honest with you. I think he's still feeling himself.
Stallion, of course.
18th pitch of the first. Tatis a rocket to left center field, overwinded short. It's a 2-out single for Fernando Tatis, and the Padres have 2 aboard.
Here it is, 112 off the bat. A little changeup. He stayed on it, stayed through it. Watch the hands work here. Boom, right on time. You're going to take that every day of the week. Keep hitting the ball hard. Good things do happen.
I mean, as promised, we told you it has been a ball striking display at times from Tatis. And now 2 on for Xander Bogaerts, who's been the best everyday bat so far for the Padres. Leads the team in home runs and RBIs.
Xander's a tough guy to face in this situation because he's really good at using the whole field when all it takes is a single. He'll spray it to right field, he'll take it to left.
Darting slider there from Liberatore.
What's that? Cut out.
And Bogaerts asks for time. Two quick outs on 5 pitches total for Matthew Liberatore. And now working through the meat of this Padres lineup.
Think that's a setup pitch right there, going up, trying something back foot, down and low.
Potentially, yeah. But that's so non-competitive, you know, too high. So I think Xander can just kind of let that one go and remain in the same place he was prior to seeing that pitch.
1-2. Fouled back on a slider that hung.
See, and I think that's the difference with Liberatore. You know, he doesn't have that one pitch where you got to worry about all the time. He's got to tinker in his zone and find a way to hit his spots. He got away with a pitch right there, but in his arsenal, he could throw a bunch of pitches. It's just finding a way to hit the spots that he wants.
1-2. Bogaerts with a check swing, floater into right. Walker comes on and has to play it on a hop. Machado scores from second, and the Padres strike first on an excuse me bloop single from Xander Bogaerts.
I tell you what, you don't see balls being hit that far on a check swing. Look, we got to see that one again. Look at this replay. Just a little boop, got barrel on it. Oh man, just a perfect placement.
I think he hit that directly on the barrel.
He did.
Boy, and you saw kind of the exasperation on Liberatore's face. He's like, are you kidding me? Up and out of the zone, check swing.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking as a pitcher. You're one pitch away, you're trying to find that strike 3, you throw a pitch completely out of the strike zone, guy takes a weird hack on it, and he still finds grass.
Close at first with Bogaerts diving back to the base.
They think he got him.
Wow. Caught him with his head down just real quick. Look at that. Yep.
And the Cardinals are indeed going to have a look at this.
Perfect timing. They caught Xander looking down.
The call in the field is out.
Preemptively, perhaps.
The call in the field is safe at first base. St. Louis is challenging.
But based on those looks we just saw in this here again.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Never take your eye off the ball. Wow. Perfect timing. You're a left-handed pitcher. Take your foot right off. That left foot comes off. Bang, bang. Got him.
That's unbelievable, too, because it's going to get him out of this inning. It was about to be a potential crooked number, so this is huge out right here.
Boy, talk about an immediate recalibration from Matthew Liberatore. You got him at the corners. You're a lefty about to face a righty and Ramon Laureano.
The call in the field is overturned. The runner is out. St. Louis will retain their challenge.
And you get the quick pick over to first on Bogaerts, who supplied the game's first run.
When you keep your eyes down, you're a left-handed pitcher. It's easy for you to throw it over there. Beautiful.
Want the fastest working GLP-1?
Thrilled now to say hello to our StatCast insider, Mike Petriello. And Mike, you're watching everything tonight, but in particular, who do you have your eyes on?
Yeah, I guess you can call me your stat-focused phone a friend over here. We're going to definitely dive into what's going on with Fernando Tatis's power outage. I'm hopeful we'll get to introduce a brand new metric about Mason Miller that even Adam doesn't know about yet. And last thing I want to leave you with, when you watch Liberatore, that great curveball he had to strike it at Duhar last inning, last year 32% whiff rate on that, this year 7%. That is going to define his success today.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We'll check back in with Mike as we go along tonight. New stats for Mason Miller, man. Thought we had maxed out on all of those. Nolan Gorman leads off to begin the second, with St. Louis trailing after Xander Bogaerts' bloop single. Gorman tasted a lot of success his first 2 years in the big leagues. 3 years in a row struggling offensively in what is a very big year for him. Holding down third base after Nolan Arenado got traded to the Diamondbacks in mid-January. Part of the offseason moves made by Chaim Bloom, dealing Arenado, Wilson Contreras, Sonny Gray, and then Brendan Donovan to Seattle. Cut on and miss. Good changeup from Michael King, who's got his second strikeout.
Let's take a look at that changeup again right here. Rolls it over, gets Gorman out in front of that. It's actually not even that close to that. That was pretty nasty.
Oh. It's frustrating as a hitter not seeing one fastball. You go up there with a plan, and he throws a couple sweepers, couple changeups, and says, sorry, back to the pine.
How do you approach it if you're a lefty? Because his primary pitch is changeup. Do you dare to go up there and sit on changeup?
I mean, with the way pitchers are now, sometimes you got to guess, and I think you're taught, see a fastball, hit a fastball, and react to everything else, but they're just so good. Sometimes you might want to sit on it, but how hard is it to hit a changeup? Your timing has to be perfect, and they have to throw for a strike, too.
1-1 on Mason Wynn. Yeah, King throwing the changeup a lot more this year than he did last year. Sweeper just missed.
He's got all the pitches. Sinker, four-seam, sweeper, changeup, they're all above average in my mind. It's just a matter of getting in good counts. That's the only thing holding him back right now from being that dominating number one we've seen in the past.
Adam, you were at the forefront of the sweeper. King credits you in particular. Guys like Corey Kluber, who were some of the ones throwing it early on. He's added that to his arsenal over the years.
Yeah, unfortunately, everybody figured out my pitch and then made it a lot better. And so mine became pretty bland pretty quick after that. But, you know, I'm glad to be a small help along the way of his journey for sure.
Win in the air, center field. Jackson Merrill for out number 2. Hey, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team's gear. So 2 down, base is empty, and it brings up the rookie left fielder Nathan Church. Good to see that he's in the lineup today. Yesterday, he eventually left the game with a left leg contusion. He wore 98 off the left shin from the Brewers starting pitcher Brandon Sproat.
This guy can run. He plays really good defense. You know, when Lars Newbar comes back, there's going to be a big talk about him and what to do. He's been a pretty good asset for this Cardinal team.
Kings 0-2. Floated left side at Machado. And foul grab to cap a 1-2-3 top of the second for Michael King.
Bubble your.
One of the great cities in the United States, San Diego. As we go to the bottom of the second inning, Padres up 1-0 on the Cardinals. 22-14 the record for Craig Stammen's team. 13 years in the big leagues, including his final 6 years with the Padres. Was part of their hiring process for other candidates for the manager gig, and then ended up getting the job himself. Ramon Laureano leads off.
San Diego swung 4 out of the 6 at-bats, 4 times the first pitch. They are being very aggressive today, finding ways to put pressure on Liberatore.
More of the same from Ramon Laureano against the heater there from Liberatore.
I was joking with Craig Stammen before the game that, you know, us former relievers are really, we really have a lot invested in his success as manager. I feel like maybe we can bring a few more relievers into the fold in the future if he has some success here. So no pressure, Craig.
Are you saying something that we don't know?
I'm not saying anything you don't know already, but, you know, me in particular, I'd like to see him have some success.
I didn't know if there was a little inkling there for us.
Nasty slider to the back foot, and Ramon Laureano is going to challenge this. I thought it looked pretty good. So the ABS system is powered by T-Mobile, and it is still indeed a strike. An unsuccessful challenge from Laureano, and the second K for Liberatore.
It's tough to lose a challenge this early in the game. Now you only have one in your back pocket the rest of the way. But you know, he thought he made a good call there. Just perception was a little off.
And that pitch right there is where he needs to live on right-handers too. Hard in, slow in, change up away. Very nice. Good arsenal he has.
Ty France in the 7th spot. First baseman who re-signed here on a minor league deal. We've seen a couple very good curveballs from Liberatore, who had the strikeout with his slider.
Another guy right here who's hitting really well this past week, hitting .360 with a couple home runs. You always see his name around doing some kind of damage.
Nasty curve again, and Pedro Pages hangs on to it. Back-to-back Ks with breaking balls for Liberatore.
When you look at Liberatore from a pitch movement perspective, the curveball is really the one pitch that jumps out on you. It's got above average amount of break in both planes, down and to the right and to his glove side. It just hasn't been effective yet this season. Maybe he's getting the feel for it tonight.
Nick Castellanos goes first pitch swinging, sends one to center. And Victor Scott the second there to put it away at count of 1-2-3 inning. Craig Stammen joins us when we come back.
Are you one of the millions surprised by rising prices? Well, AT&T just raised your rate.
How would you assess these first couple of innings for Michael King so far?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, I'm sure he doesn't like the 2-out walk in the first, but he's got his off-speed stuff working. Feel pretty good with where he's at right now.
Fernando Tatis, another hard hit ball. We talk about no home runs, but if he's doing stuff like that, he's going to be just fine helping this team. No?
Yeah, we'll take 100 and whatever it was, 8-mile-an-hour line drives all day long. That was pretty good.
112, Craig. It was smoked.
Oh yeah, 112, even better.
Thanks for joining us.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, pretty good start, all things considered, and the only blemish for Michael King is that 2-out walk in the first to Alec Burleson. He's got 8, 9, and 1 here in the third. This is the catcher, Pedro Pages.
First at bat, here we go. I love it. I remember my first at bat, just, excuse me.
Yeah, Rodolfo Duran due up in the next half inning.
I got excited.
Why not? We got a debut tonight. This one popped up and fades off foul into the seats. The major league debut for just joining us for Rodolfo Duran. With Luis Campusano going on the injured list earlier today with a fractured toe. He fouled the ball off his foot 2 days ago. Michael King's 1-2. Nasty with the sweeper for his third strikeout, and there's one away.
Yeah, he's looking great here in the early going. Changeup's been playing, and also this sweeper. Look at that late drop, late kick to the left. That ball's a strike for an awfully long time. Pages has to offer at it, but it's just too far to reach it.
And right, that was the pitch he came up with the Yankees there. The first pitch that we saw, how good it really was. Now he's developed a couple other pitches that really been really good for him.
Now King has talked about how Corey Kluber suggested that he try the sweeper years back, that he thought there were similar release points and that it might be effective for Michael King. Great story on it in the San Diego Union Tribune on King finding that pitch as he made his way up as a youngster in the Yanks system.
Talk about veteran presence, something the Cardinals don't have. They're still doing pretty good, but a guy like Matthew Liberatore leading the team as a pitcher, as a young pitcher, it's still nice to have, you know, a veteran guy like a Corey Kluber or an Adam Ottavino to help you along the way, to say, hey, let's try something new. It just gives you a little more positivity when you're out there, a little more excitement.
Three and one on Victor Scott, speedy center fielder. And a full count. Kings 3-2. Scott strikes out. Back-to-back Ks, and that is merely out number 2.
Played 3 outs in this league, Mike.
Oh, see the movement on that one? Absolutely. That's a tough pitch to hit on a 3-2 count, looking heater.
So back to the top for J.J. Weatherholt, who clobbers one on the line. Deep right field, but Castellanos has room. Stung at 102 off the bat. 3 zeros on the board for Michael King.
We tried everything to get it.
Rodolfo Duran strides to the plate in a Major League Baseball game for the first time in his 28 years.
I tell you what a story for him. He's got to be the nerves have got to be kicking in right now. Do I swing at the first pitch? Do I let it go? And that's why I was so excited last inning just to see this guy get up. I'm rooting for him, man. He looks like he's ready to rock.
Strike one to start from Matthew Liberatore. Craig Stammen was telling us they really liked what they saw from him in Major League camp this year, viewed him as their third catcher and comfortable with him entering this year. Pops one up in the air to right, Jordan Walker for out number 1 in the last of the third. So back to the top, and Jackson Merrill grounded to third to start his night. 2 years ago, an All-Star as a rookie, runner-up for the National League Rookie of the Year to Paul Skeens. This year off to a little bit of a slow start up until this last week. 3 multi-hit games in his last 5, 9 for his last 21 coming in. Burst onto the scene. Laughed about a couple years ago. There's not many years where he would have lost Rookie of the Year with that 2024 season, but Paul Skeens was pretty special in the time he was up. No swing there. 2-1. Craig Stammen, we said, has been tinkering with the lineup, trying to find the right blend and get it in gear. Fouled away. 2-2.
And he talked about not having that leadoff guy. There's not one person that he's looking into like, hey, this is going to be our guy, and he's going to mix it up. And they've been doing well with it. So, and they've been aggressive, as you're seeing right here. They'll go back-to-back swinging first pitches if they can find a way to barrel it up.
They've had their struggles scoring early in games in particular. 3-2 from Liberatore. Just down, and Merrill works a walk with 1 out here in the third. Craig Stammen has talked about it. They haven't broken through yet offensively. Says we have a couple games where it looks good, but for the most part, even with the record at 22-14, he feels like they've just grinded out wins.
It helps when you have the bullpen they have. You know, a lot of close games, they can shut stuff down a lot different than other teams can when you have 5 or 6 ridiculous arms to turn to out there.
And as a hitter on the opposing team, you're like, I got to get to this guy pitching right off the mound now, and if I don't, good luck later on in the game.
Here's Miguel Andujar. He struck out swinging on a curveball his first time. You feel that, right, Todd? Like, as a hitter, to your point, that you know what lurks at the back of a ball game, not just Mason Miller, but the other great arms.
Yeah, and it's been going on for a lot of years now, this bullpen, and you know, they got rid of one, now they bring somebody else in. You know, it's a really good arsenal of guys that they have, good mixtures, lefties and righties combined, and it's why these close games and later in the innings they find a way to win.
1-1. Bouncer left side and win to Weatherholt. The turn and plenty of time for 2. 6, 4, 3. Turned by the Cardinals. Ollie Marmol joins us when we come back.
This one goes better with the walls.
Marmol kind enough to join us right now. All you guys are off to such a great start to this season with the youngest roster in the sport. What's it been like for you managing this young of a team?
It's been a blast, man. If I'm being honest, I'm having more fun this year than probably any year. Just the group's done a nice job of coming together and playing for each other. That's easier said than done, but they've done a really nice job of it. The staff is just a blast to be around on and off the field. So we're having a good time, man.
Matthew Liberatore, Ollie, you know, I could go a million different directions with him, but it seems like he's come out with a different kind of pace today. Has that been a focus for him? Because he's working quick and he's getting ahead of these batters.
Yeah, he always works pretty fast. He does a nice job of that. He's mixing in that curveball a little bit more right now. It's the biggest speed difference between the rest of his pitches when you look at the fastball changeup. So he's done a nice job with that. Threw a good changeup there for the double play. This is going to be a tough lineup to navigate. All the right-handers in there, but he's done a nice job so far.
Ollie, thanks for the time. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, brother.
Ollie Marmol leading this Cardinals club second in the NL Central, the 7th best record in baseball. Ivan Herrera leading off here in the 4th for the Cardinals, down 1-0 to the Padres. Ollie's still only 39 years young. In spring training, got a contract extension that takes him through the 28th season. A club option for 29, and what a statement. As much fun as any year managing that he's had in his 5 seasons.
Yeah, managing a young team too. There's a difference. He's talked about, you know, having an Albert Pujols or Yadier Molina when you can just manage them and they manage the younger guys, you know. So not having that veteran presence, you know, you got to break it down a little more for the younger guys, show them the ropes a little bit. And yeah, he is 39 years old. He's like one of the guys out there. So they can relate a little bit more. You see how far Herrera's foot is almost out of the box there, his front left foot.
Wide open stance for Herrera. Nasty on the changeup, right on right from Michael King, who's punched out 5.
He's getting a ton of swing and miss in this game. I think that's the 11th swing and miss already. He's over 50% swing and miss so far in this game. So that's a great sign for him moving forward.
And that changeup is moving so much. People understand how hard that really is to hit on a 3-2 count too as well, to spot up low and in. Really good.
Alec Burleson clobbers one on the line to right, and it is gone. Burleson on a clothesline ties this game at 1.
Hey, Todd, looks like he might have came up looking for that changeup. My goodness.
Most definitely. What an adjustment right there. Seeing how many changeups he's been throwing, stayed back just in time. That ball was hit really hard, got out of here in a hurry.
111 off the bat of Burleson.
Yeah, it's tall in stature. See, that changeup stayed up right there. That pitch starts middle of the plate, it goes away. It stayed right where a left-handed hitter wants it. Crushed out to right field.
And that was loud.
It really was.
Burleson had seen 2 changeups the last 2 pitches, his first time against Michael King, and then got a first pitch changeup that second look at it.
Yeah, I mean, to Todd's point, part of the issue was the location. He missed a little bit inside with it and a little bit elevated, so he didn't have to do any diving to go get to that ball. He was able to stay back and handle it pretty easily. But at the same time, if you're looking for fastball, the odds are you're going to be a little bit ahead of that pitch.
And I love how he goes back to that changeup. He says, you know what, I did make one mistake, but I'm going to keep going and keep throwing that thing. That's his pitch right now to ultimately get guys out. This is what this Cardinal team does, though. They've been overachieving a little bit. Talks about earlier in the year how, yeah, they'll be okay, you know, nothing special. But this team has been opening up a lot of eyes. They're staying in a lot of games, and they're putting pressure on their opponent. They've been playing well on the road, 11-5. That's fantastic to start the year.
1-2 on Jordan Walker. Popped to second his first time, and Lays off a sweeper down and away.
That's the big question with Jordan Walker. Can he lay off the breaking ball down and away? That's been the bugaboo going back a couple of years now. He's done a better job with it this year. But you see pitchers are going to continue to go to that pitch and test him every chance they get.
2-2. Walker in the air, shallow right. Castellanos in for out number 2. Todd, you talked about it. This team has played well on the road, and we've documented how young they are. You feel like those two things can go hand in hand?
I do, and I think a lot of these guys haven't played at all these ballparks, so every ballpark they go to now, the excitement is even more there 10 times. I mean, it's, man, I get to play at Petco Park. Let me show these fans what I'm all about, and I think that's the culture, and I think that's the excitement for these guys to come in and play. And you know, young kid in a candy store kind of saying, you know. So listen, good for them.
It's like you were so eager to get out here. You flew in earlier than both of us. Made sure to get a good dinner last night.
Yeah, listen, just how it went, Michael.
Bouncer foul from Nolan Gorman.
King's doing a good job right now, not changing his approach. Just staying on the attack no matter what. Solo shots don't beat you.
0-2. Gorman strikes out. Elevated fastball. And 6 Ks for Michael King. But Alec Burleson tags this one to tie it.
Yeah, one changeup that stayed out over. That's what lefties do. Burleson with the big knock to tie the game.
Fernando Tatis Jr. is due up second here in the bottom of the 4th. And for more on his start to the season, we welcome in our buddy Mike Petriello.
Yeah, would you guys believe 340 guys have a home run this year, and Tatis is not one of them, despite having an elite hard hit rate, 5th best in baseball. And we're talking about guys like Cruz and Ben Rice and Wood, and he doesn't have one. And I think people think it's all about hitting it into the ground, and it's really about he's not pulling it in the air anymore. He has a 5% pulled air rate, which is a bottom 10 mark in baseball. What I want to know from you guys when we see him come up after you see this ground out right here, is he doing this on purpose? Because Tatis has really changed his stance. He was previously very open, and now it's closed, and he's behind on the fastball where he's no extra base hits against the fastball. So I'm really interested to know, is this something he's trying to do because everybody wants to go to all fields all the time? Or is this something he can go back to try to pull that ball in the air, which is what he did at his best a couple of years ago?
Yeah, Todd, like was there a sense that he's trying to go oppo more and hit line drives backside?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily, but at the same time, he's got the power to do that, and he can hit the ball out any ballpark, any time. Yeah, you do see the change here a little bit in the stance, and my thing is mindset. I think ultimately his swing is going to be the same, but for him, he's got to understand that it's eventually going to come, and not to worry about anything else. He's taking pitches. His body language looks really good. I'm not really worried about the swing path. Ultimately, he's going to get it there. And when he does, you're going to see the ball being cranked out of here, and he's going to hit him for a long time.
So for you, it's a little bit much ado about nothing.
Yes, I do see the difference, but his swing is going to be what it is. You can't change it now as a professional hitter. He's got the swing. He's Fernando Tatis Jr., and he just has to remember who he is and what he's capable of doing. He'll be right where he needs to be.
Adam, how about for you? Generally speaking, open stance, closed stance, like you see that. I know every hitter's different, but you see those types of tinkerings. What do you think?
Yeah, from what I've seen in my career, sometimes guys try to become great at the expense of being really good. And I think, you know, he's able to pull fly balls to left for home runs early in his career. Then he's thinking everybody's working me away. I'm going to go ahead and drive the ball the other way really consistently. And maybe he overcorrected. You know, maybe it's just a little bit too much of an overcorrection, and now he's got to swing back the other direction a little bit to balance himself out.
And he cares, and I think sometimes that could be the troublesome thing, how much you care about a situation and playing this game. And it's a reflection of who he is. He's a great baseball player, and he loves this game. So he's hitting the ball hard. If he wasn't hitting the ball hard and not playing good defense, I'd be worried about it. But he is doing what he does best, and he has a great mentor in Manny Machado. Those two are locker mates. They talk all the time. He's going to be just fine.
The thing that's odd to me is that we saw him in the WBC pulling moonshot home runs to left field. So the swing is not that far removed. Like, it's in there. He just needs that first one, and then he can get the ball rolling.
He was stutter stepping around third base. Meantime, Matthew Liberatore, who struck out Tatis with a good slider, has settled in. We heard from Ollie Marmol when you asked Adam, using the curveball effectively and the discrepancy in velocity between his fastball and the curveball being effective tonight. 2-1 to Xander Bogaerts, and a bouncer back toward the mound. Liberatore spins, and a 1-2-3 fourth. He has set down 8 of the last 9 through 4 in San Diego.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom.
4 innings, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts so far for Michael King, and the changeup's been great.
Yeah, he's had a great feel for the changeup. Me personally, I had an off and on relationship with my changeup throughout my career, but you know, Michael's been going steady with his for a really long time, and he's gotten 45% whiff on it today. And I often think about changeup, why it's so effective all the time. I feel like hitters can't practice hitting changeups. You know, in this day and age, you can practice hitting any breaking ball under the sun, fastball, velocity, but nobody goes in the cage and practices hitting changeups. Am I right, Todd?
No, it's hard to do. I like the point you're saying. He's going steady with that changeup. That's old school right there. So beautiful.
He's been about 80% strikes with the changeup. Another one there. Now 6 swings and misses with it after that to Mason Wynn. Nastiest changeup, Todd, you ever face?
Oh man, I mean, there's been some good ones.
I'll give you a sec.
It's going to be hard for me, but it's also nasty sliders.
Like that on the sweeper from King for a sword to make it 1-2 on Mason Wynn.
Hey, you caught me off guard there.
It's all right. It's late. You're on Eastern time. About 15 swinging strikes for King so far.
Little two-seam away comeback fastball coming here.
Went with the heater up, and Xander Bogaerts on the run retires Mason Wynn for the first out in the 5th. Hey, next up on our MLB calendar here on ESPN, it'll be some afternoon baseball, the 25th of May. The Yankees head to Kansas City, square off with the Royals with first pitch at 3:30 Eastern on the holiday. You can watch it live on ESPN or stream it on the ESPN app. And the Yankees with a call-up today that I know you guys were keeping tabs on, Spencer Jones.
Let's see what the young man can do.
Here's Nathan Church. 1 out, bases empty in a 1-1 ball game.
There it is again. As we see the shift over, I mean, listen, if he keeps throwing that changeup, you might as well move over a little bit more. Batter's going to be out in front. Keep going to that well if it's working.
Kings 0-2. Slap foul. You mentioned all the different pitches, Adam, that Kings got. I mean, able to throw the changeup, which we've documented. We've seen the sinker, and then at certain times it feels well timed with the 4-seamers up.
Yeah, I think the Birds came out today looking to be aggressive, but he's been messing them up, throwing everything they're not looking for.
Little roller there from Church on a front hip sinker.
Sweeper's been on point, changeup's been on point. Now he locates a front door sinker. He's got it all cooking right now.
Yeah, and even when the sweeper's not necessarily thrown for a strike, it's the deception. It's the eyes for the hitter that sees, all right, well, he has that, and you come back with a changeup that looks like a fastball, you're way out in front.
Sweeper for a land strike to Pedro Pages. Third-year Cardinals catcher, 27-year-old from Venezuela. He struck out on the sweeper his first time, so he sees a couple of them to start his second time against King.
Love coming here all the time. Whenever you hit here, they put a nice little stat or a little nugget, we call them up there, about maybe a high school stat or where you went to school. Pedro loved bowling and fishing. Love that. And volleyball.
Yeah, don't forget volleyball.
So I could see him in the front getting up, and probably a setter, wouldn't you say?
Like maybe he's the libero?
Yeah, maybe. The best nuggets they put up on that
scoreboard. I didn't have
scoreboard.
libero on my bingo card tonight.
Well, I don't have Pages playing above the net, but
maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
He might have those bunny hops. You never know what happens.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Pedro Pages. Bouncer left side, swept to Machado. A pick on the back end by Ty France, bails out Machado. 3 ground ball outs for Michael King, and both pitchers dealing on a gorgeous night in San Diego.
Get new floors during Empire Today's 75%.
Malone looking for his first hit of the year.
He drives one, deep left field. That goes Upton, back near the wall. It's out of here! Bartolo has done it! The impossible has happened!
10 years ago today, Bartolo Colon went deep here in San Diego. You saw Kevin Plawecki there. It was the first home run of Colon's 19-year career. Made him the oldest player in Major League history to hit his first career home run, surpassing Randy Johnson.
Just wow. And you saw the look on James Shields' big game. He just did not want that to happen. I love James Shields. That'll go down in history as one of the most epic home runs you're going to see at this stadium.
Yeah, the teammates, Plawecki included, were loving that from Bartolo. How about the call from the great Gary Cohen, too?
Yeah, that was nice.
A rare 3-0 count to start for Matthew Liberatore. And he has been dialed in starting out with strikes.
Yeah, and it's absolutely massive for him. On the season this year, when he gets ahead 0-1, batters are only hitting 203. When he falls behind 1-0, they're hitting 365. So it's massive, and that's what he's been doing all game. But here's a little bit of a crack in the doorway for the Padres offense with a 4-pitch walk.
Ramon Laureano gets aboard. It's been such a steady stream of first pitch strikes from Liberatore. And the numbers that you were just talking about. This season, opponent batting average after that first pitch. Ty France, first pitch swinging toward J.J. Weatherholt. Turns it into 2.
Oh, man, pitcher's best friend right there. 4-pitch walk. You crack the door open, and then you slam it back shut with a ground ball double play.
Huge. That changes the whole inning, as we know. As a hitter, you got to get a pitch you really know you can drive after 4 pitches. Got jammed. Changes the whole inning.
And then strike 1 to start, so right back to work.
Yeah, and that's the aggressive nature of the Padres. That's how they've been. I guess something they want to keep and have them going through it.
All kinds of depth on the curveball from Liberatore.
He's got the hook working today. I think he could throw another one right here in the dirt. Castellanos trying to slow him down, reset. He is known to expand the strike zone at times. Let's try a bounce curveball right here.
Castellanos flew to center his first time. Good thinking. And a curveball last year for Matthew Liberatore is a very good pitch for him. Not much damage on it. It was actually the pitch that generated the most swing and miss for him. Small sample size early this year, but it had given up damage. It looks very good so far tonight.
Well, it's got a ton of break on it, so if he gets it in the right lanes, if he starts it and really sells it as a strike, then the batters have to honor it. But when it's non-competitive, it's pretty easy to lay off.
So where would you want to start it, like in terms of where the batter is?
Because he has so much break, I think he wants the thing to come out in the upper part of the strike zone, believe it or not. He doesn't need to start it in the bottom. He can start it in that upper part of the strike zone and drop it below. And then if he doesn't get it, if he does get swing action and they survive that pitch, he can then go to that high fastball like he just tried right there and see if they'll swing at something above the zone.
Floated foul by Castellanos. I was talking with Chaim Bloom today, and he pointed out the stuff really has taken steps forward for Liberatore this year. They feel like the slider has gotten pretty nasty, and the curveball is increasingly better, especially in the ABS world where you can get pitches at the top of the zone with your curveball. Nasty again on the hook from Matthew Liberatore. Got the double play ball and then snaps off another beauty. Liberatore dealing against King tonight in San Diego.
Saving time.
You're watching ESPN Baseball, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. From San Diego and Petco Park. Great one going here as we go to the 6th inning. Cardinals and Padres locked at 1. Michael King has been excellent and starts out with 9-1-2 and Victor Scott. And Adam, you just said to me, important batter here for King.
Yeah, he needs to get Victor Scott out here because you don't want this type of speed on base when you're flipping the lineup over.
Before King goes third time through against this St. Louis lineup with J.J. Weatherhold on deck. Yeah, it is premium speed from Scott, 98th percentile in sprint speed in a game where we've only had 3 combined hits. Cut and a miss over the changeup.
It's laughable now. Not one fastball to the 9-hitter here. It's one of those things where you just get opportunities, and if it's working, just keep going until they hit it. And he's only let up 1 really massive hit off this changeup.
Yeah, think about that if you're Victor Scott. The first time you ran it full, you struck out on a sinker. You come up your second time, you get sweeper, sweeper, changeup, changeup.
Always in the back of your mind that heater might come as a hitter. I know it was always in the back of mine, and then something off speed came.
Another changeup, slow roller at Tatis for the first out. Brings up J.J. Weatherhold, maybe the best rookie so far in baseball. A star at West Virginia for Randy Mazey. 7th overall pick 2 years ago. Made his major league debut in grand fashion with a monster home run in his debut to center and a walk-off the very next day. We were talking with Ollie Marmol pregame. He said it is a professional at bat. Adam, I know you love that he is looking hitterish and just wearing out the bucket of gum in the dugout.
Yeah, I actually asked him today how many pieces of gum per game, and he said, "Oh, it's out of control. I need to clean it up a little bit." But no, honestly, stick with it, kid. Whatever you're doing is working. I love the aggression. Yeah, look, we call those landmines right there. They throw those out. Got to watch out.
Gonna be taking it out of your spikes.
He's got great plate coverage, is something I've noticed early on watching JJ hit. He really dives for that outside corner, and you know, he can use the whole field as well.
He's quiet. He's quiet in his legs. He's quiet everywhere else until he goes and attacks the pitch with authority.
All he said to us, Weatherhold came to them last year in spring training and carried himself like he'd already been in the big leagues for a while. Just misses, and a 5-pitch walk to put J.J. Weatherhold aboard. Here's where he ranks among rookies at the start of play today. Top 5 in all these categories. And then on top of that, he's played a pretty stellar second base.
He's been one of the best defenders in the game at any position so far. So, you know, more than stellar. He's been pretty good at the plate, but he's been incredible in the field.
Ivan Herrera with a trickler back at King, who's only plays first. For at number 2. Well, brings up Alec Burleson, who last time he climbed in, launched one 111 miles an hour off his bat.
Against that changeup. So now here's the tricky part. As a pitcher, you know that's in the back of your mind. As a hitter, there's an opportunity where maybe I should stay on it. That's that chess match that we play here as both hitter and pitcher.
So the first time they faced off, it was 2 sweepers to start. It was changeups toward the end of the at-bat. Burleson worked a walk, and then it was that first pitch changeup we just showed you his last time in the 4th.
I think you're going to look to see King nibble here now that he's 0-1. Make sure he gets Burleson to swing at the pitch he wants him to swing at. Namely, something not over the plate.
Yeah, of course. Not many runners at second base, too, so this is a big opportunity here. Actually, first plate appearance with runners in scoring position for the Cardinals.
Good cut there on 93.
Got a pitch to hit there. Didn't take advantage, so now it's the 1-2 count.
It's his first fastball. I mean, he wasn't ready for that one. No, it was. That's the pitch. You get one pitch in these at-bats here, and that was the one he'd like back. Maybe a catcher's interference. They were looking there.
Yeah, Ollie asked to pause it for just a moment, and now a huge pitch looming from Michael King to Alec Burleson, with J.J. Weatherholt at second in the 6th. The 1-2 up the ladder and popped up in the shallow left. Laureano calls off Machado and the inning's over. Michael King discards Alec Burleson for the first time tonight, and we stay tied. 5 innings, 2 hits, 5 Ks for Matthew Liberatore, and a great curve.
Shades of Barry Zito. These balls are coming from the heavens, dropping into the strike zone. And then when he starts it in zone, they get buried below the zone, like this one right here to Castellanos. Absolutely filthy hooks tonight from Liberatore.
I like that, Barry Zito. That is about as good an overhand lefty curveball as you could find.
First home run I ever hit off Barry Zito.
Oh, yeah?
Curveball.
Couple singles in the first off Liberatore, but that's it for San Diego. They've got 9-1-2 here. Rodolfo Duran, who's making his major league debut, and flew out to right field his first time.
Doing an impressive job working with King behind the plate in his debut as well.
Hit well center field. Scott bolts back toward the track and runs it down for the first out.
Really good piece right there. Hit it to the wrong guy. Got a pitch right where he wanted it, right down the plate. Wrong guy to hit it to. Scott is a flyer. Stayed back real nice.
Man, 107 off the bat. Must have topspun that ball a little bit.
So 1 away for Jackson Merrill. And Merrill went around for strike 1. 3rd time through the order for Matthew Liberatore. And when you look at the OPS against in terms of 3rd time through, it's been a tricky spot in the ballgame for him so far this season. OPS 3rd time through near 1,300 for Liberatore. Gave up the run on 2 hits in the first. Had a 1-2-3 second, a double play ball in the 3rd, a 1-2-3 4th, another double play in the 5th. 0-2 to Merrill.
It's not seeing that off speed too well. You see the body language, you see just one-handed swings. Liberatore's doing a great job. Everything away. Feel like something in here.
Worked up with the heater. Liberatore last pitch Friday against the Dodgers and worked well, and he said afterward he felt like he made some mechanical tweaks that really helped. He's carried that over to tonight. Strikeout on the slider, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
The MLB app's got game. Pre-game, post-game, and everything you need in between. Plus personalized daily content that hits every time. Catch it now on the MLB app.
Liberatore felt like last time out his curveball was better, his fastball command was better, and that the slider was as good as it had been all season. 2 down, bases empty. Miguel Andujar fouls 1 away on 96, holding his velocity.
We talked about the aggressive nature of the Padres. 10 out of 20 batters right now are swinging at that first pitch. That's what you talk about in the meetings. I guess you want to get ahead of a guy like this. You don't want that nasty stuff to be seen.
And Duhar struck out his first time in the first on a good curveball, and then rolled into a 6-4-3 double play that ended the third. Liberatore 75 pitches deep. Fades outside with a changeup. Guy who was drafted out of high school by the Rays in the first round in 2018. Got traded a year and a half later to the Cardinals in the Randy Arozarena deal. Broke into the bigs 4 years ago, and then last year posted the best season of his career. Hot shot on the ground, center field base hit. Miguel Andujar at 108 off his bat, and a 2-out base runner for the Padres in the 6th.
Yeah, it looked like center cut fastball here, 95 miles an hour. Perfect placement, came out hot. You'll take that though, it's a ground ball. Nothing to get the guy in running scoring position. Here comes the veteran, Manny Machado.
Who ran it full, walked and scored in the first, and then bounced out to third in the 4th.
That move right there, that quick step off throw, that like Dontrell Willis kind of action. He was really good at that. Picked the guy up early in the game.
That's what we were talking about. Third time through the order has been problematic for Liberatore. In terms of the OPS, you see, gave up 108 there to Andujar. 108 in Duran's second at bat to begin this bottom of the 6th.
Otto, that's a pretty big difference too, if you want the truth.
I mean, it's so big that it makes me think he's due to pitch well third time through the order this time. Because there's no way that's sustainable on the other side of things.
Little regression to the mean in that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Big spot here for Manny Machado against Matthew Liberatore. A 2-out base runner in the 1-1 is down to Machado. 2 balls and a strike.
As you see here, the defense, third base, just making sure they're playing on the line. They don't want any doubles here because you know Andujar is going to score anything in the gap or down the line. So it's kind of late in the game. Yeah, why not? You know, you give up a single in that hole, might be first and third, nobody scores.
Machado sharply to third. Gorman gobbles, and the pick on the back end by Burleson bails him out to end the inning. Matthew Liberatore locked in through 6 innings of 1-run ball. 1 run on the Alec Burleson solo shot in the 4th inning. 6 strikeouts. Guys, you see the 86 pitches, and his night is now done.
I was a little surprised to see him come out here. He was pretty much rolling right through this lineup, not really showing any signs of losing it at all. But when you have a bullpen like this, you know, for the Padres, the manager Craig Stammen's going to go to them early, and he's going to go to them often.
Yeah, same kind of deal. A little surprised. I would give him another chance here. He's been rolling through the lineup. His changeup's been really good. Sweeper's been fantastic. Craig knows what he's doing now.
No, it gives the baseball to Bradley Rodriguez, 22-year-old rookie from Venezuela who debuted last year with a few appearances. You see the numbers this year, off to a strong start. And facing Jordan Walker, and this guy throws a ton of changeups.
Yeah, picking up right where King left off. Changeup. He's a big-time ground ball guy. Sinker changeup's the main deal, but the changeup is a big swing and miss pitch for him.
And then 98 off the edge to Walker, who has popped to second and has a fly out to right field so far out of the cleanup spot.
The guy that throws that hard and his changeup's his best pitch, throwing more than 40% of the time. I mean, that's why baseball is so hard.
Walker on a line, left field into the corner, and that ball is fair. Walker motors to second, and he's got a leadoff double here in the 7th. And that is the first hit Bradley Rodriguez has allowed on his changeup all season.
Yeah, if we can look at this, let's see where it is. That changeup, in a spot where Jordan Walker loves to hit it. We see this stay fair. He's lucky this one stayed in the park, off the middle of the wall. When he gets extended and he's on time, good things happen for this young kid.
So now Nolan Gorman, who had struck out twice against Michael King, and takes high with a sinker, ball 1. It's the first time the Cardinals have had the leadoff man aboard tonight.
Got a massive hole over there at shortstop right now. Be interesting to see if they continue to work him away with sinkers, considering that's where the defense is set.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be more changeups here. I thought it'd be changeups all day just because of a base open as well, as we see one right there.
The thinking being changeup, you're going to roll over it to the pull side, of course.
Yeah.
It's just so different from what we were taught growing up, because typically here you would want to keep him on the left side of the infield so the runner can't advance. But with the defense set like this, you have to play to your defense a little bit.
Change up there, strikes out Gorman, and there's one away in the 7th.
I love how we call 91 miles an hour a changeup. To me, that's just a two-seamer. It's right over the plate, too. When you throw 98 plus, 91 looks like it's really, really slow.
That's filthy.
A couple sinkers to start, and then a couple changeups to finish off Nolan Gorman. And now Mason Wynn with one away. Called a strike.
This is a pitcher right here as a hitter. You can sit on one pitch because you know you're going to get a couple changeups. It's all about timing.
On a line, right field off the end of the bat. Castellanos in, can't make the catch. Walker motors around third. Wynn sprints to third with a go-ahead triple in the 7th.
Out over the plate. Nick Castellanos, just out of the reach. No, he's not the fastest guy, but it looked like he had a chance to get that one. Once it got by, Wynn just cruised into third base.
That was a tough decision right there for Nick out there in right field, because if he plays it on a hop, I don't think Walker scores. He had to kind of go halfway to see if he was going to catch that ball, but he thought he could catch it, so he went for the play.
And so it puts St. Louis on top in the 7th. Now Nathan Church fillets one foul.
Yeah, he was playing deep in the right field too. Let's see. Yeah, one of those. It's the new technique, sliding on your left side there. Maybe a full extension. He might have had it. Tough play either way.
Remember, Jake Cronenworth landed on the injured list earlier this week, and even before that, Fernando Tatis Jr. was mixing in some second this year. But with Cronenworth on the injured list with a concussion, perhaps some more second, and that's where Tatis is instead of right field tonight. This one popped up and will drift off foul from Church.
It's a good point too, because Tatis is a Platinum Glove winner in right field. So, Cronenworth being out, you have to shift everything around, and now you're a little bit weaker on defense because of it.
And now the infield in with Wynn at third. One out in the 7th. 0-2 again. Swing and a miss. Changeup at a firm 90. And 2 Ks on the changeup from Bradley Rodriguez.
And again, it doesn't have as much bite as you think. It's just the change of the speed and the direction.
I think he does a great job of selling it with his intent. Like, it looks like he's going to throw 150 miles an hour through the catcher, and then that ball parachutes to 91, which was basically my fastball at the end. Especially this year at the WBC. I mean, I was throwing fastballs and they were calling them changeups on the board.
Were they really?
Yeah.
See, Rodriguez had been so good, but he gave up the leadoff double to Jordan Walker, and then the triple that Castellanos couldn't run down to win after Craig Stammen went to the pen and pulled King. Pedro Pages bounces one at Tatis. And the inning's over. But the Cardinals grab the lead in the 7th of the best bullpen in baseball. MLB Plus is only $49.99 for a limited time. You can stream MLB Network 24/7 in the United States and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Matthew Liberatore comes out of this game as well after 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, a half dozen Ks, and after 81 pitches, but third time through. And the Cardinals now have a lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And they give the baseball to George Soriano. He's been effective so far and starts out against Fernando Tatis Jr.
George Soriano, even though he throws 97, he's another one of these pitchers that's mostly off speed. 28% slider and 24% changeup. Those are his best 2 pitches. We'll look for those tonight.
He's generated a lot of ground balls this year. Guy who bounced around a ton in the offseason. Eventually acquired from the Nationals right at the start of spring training and has to deal with Tatis, Bogarts, and Laureano due for the Padres. Tatis with a mighty cut on a 2-0 heater.
I was going to say right before that, it's the one you come out of your shoes. Anything else you take, you get that fastball. Ooh. That's a quick swing right there. That ball was by him.
2-1. Tatis pulls it into the hole. Mason Wynn with the strike. Not going to get him. Fernando Tatis is on to begin the bottom of the 7th.
There's that slider again. Just perfect placement. 2-strike hitting. Nice play right there by Wynn. There's no way they're getting the speedy Tatis Jr. Again, take your hits, take your knocks all day. Put the pressure on him.
Tatis had a scorched single in the first that came off his bat at 112. Infield single there ahead of Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts has been the best everyday bat for San Diego this year, raking in the last month, entering tonight with an OPS near 1,000 in that time, and all 7 of his home runs. First pitch strike with the sinker. Craig Stammen told us Xander had a great spring training, had made some adjustments that got him locked in. Minor adjustments in the cage, some work with his thought process offensively. Didn't have the results to show for it in the first week of the season, but ever since then has been raking. That changeup was pretty gnarly.
It's filthy. Absolutely filthy. We've seen some ridiculous changeups in this game tonight.
Soriano ahead 0-2 with Tatis aboard. He runs the pitch outside. Pages' throw in time. Let's see what Craig Stammen does here. Tatis immediately signaled he thought he was safe, and the Padres will indeed have a look at this.
I'm just going on the tag alone. It looked like it was a little high in the leg, but we'll see how quick the snap tag, foot gets in. Oh, I think he's safe by a hair, a cleat. Yeah, you can't tell from that view, but it looks like that part of the cleat just gets in there.
I'm with you, and Adam, I know you thought in real time too. It just looked to the naked eye like he was safe.
Yeah, he got a great jump, and I actually think it was an unbelievable play to make it close. Therefore, they called him out here, but yeah, the foot appears to sneak in.
This is as close as you're going to get, though. You know, he ran on the wrong pitch. The guy that throws mainly off speed was a fastball away. It was a perfect throw, just a little high, We'll see what they call here.
Well, I don't know. That last angle, this might stand. It's
right.
Close.
When you slow it down, they'll slow it down into milliseconds. Yeah, it's going to be close.
Right. I think it's a good point. Can you tell definitively that the foot is on the base from that view?
It is, but I can't say 100%.
It was a great slide, too. You're always taught that right foot, right leg, you stiffen it out once you get to that bag.
Boy, an enormous call in this game in the bottom of the 7th. Here it is in real time. I mean, Jansen Visconti could not have really had a better view at that as the second base umpire.
Yeah, they're going to slow it down. We'll see what they see.
So there you have it, out at second. Tatis cut down by Pedro Pages, and Craig standing left shaking his head.
The longer those reviews go on, the more you think that the call is going to stand.
Yeah, they kept looking at it, and you felt less convinced that that could be overturned. 1-2 to Xander Bogaerts is bounced in, 2-2.
Yeah, like I still think he's safe. You just can't really tell within 100% certainty there.
And you said Tatis had a good jump nonetheless, and Pages made it very close and ends up cutting down Tatis. So the base is wiped clean, and 2 strikes on Bogaerts.
You know, you think of the situation too, nobody out. Is that a situation where you wait and see what Bogaerts can do?
We'll get a visit here from Pages to George Soriano. Hey, Pitch, Hit, and Run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. You can host a local competition in 2026 and give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2026 World Series. Visit pitchhitrun.com or scan that QR code. Yeah, so the choice to run there, 0-2, a little more comfortable letting him run in an 0-2 count?
I don't know, not necessarily. I think it's situational. I think, as you've seen, Bogaerts been hitting very well. You know, base hits first to third most of the time, so it changes the whole momentum of this 7th inning.
And now if you're Soriano, you don't want to lose Bogaerts after you were ahead 0-2. The payoff. Bogaerts strikes out and Pages hangs on to it. A diving changeup for out number 2.
Oh, man.
That's filthy, but that pitch was never a strike, so Xander got a little overzealous there for sure.
So 2 down, base is empty, and this is Ramon Laureano. Strikeout and a walk so far, and a knee-high strike at 96 to begin.
You know, thinking back to the first inning when Liberatore picked off the runner to end the inning, that's 2 big outs on the bases today for the Padres, and they're trying everything they can to create runs.
And now a check swing roller, Burleson to Soriano, and the inning's over. Pivotal point in this game. Pages cuts down Tatis. It stands on review, and St. Louis stays in front.
And Doug.
Liberty Mutual Insurance. Knock savings out of the park with Liberty Mutual. San Diego, the site for this one. Back half of our Major League Baseball ESPN doubleheader. And Wandy Peralta comes on. Second arm on in relief for San Diego, and it's the 11th year veteran. 3rd year in the Padres pen.
Ground ball specialist. Works hard, will quick pitch. Pitches with a ton of energy out there. Been around for a really long time doing it.
Not afraid of these moments. He's been a part of this for, it seems like, forever.
Gets a bouncer from Victor Scott, who can really run, and beats it out for an infield single. We told you Scott can flat out fly, 98th percentile in sprint speed, and a chopper gets him aboard.
And we saw the defense too. We talked about how far over Bogaerts was playing. That's a regular ground ball to shortstop, and his speed just on display. No chance. He could have put that ball right back in his pocket.
So the Cardinals in search of insurance here in the 8th inning, up 1. Back to the top for J.J. Weatherholt. Weatherholt a ground out to second, a sharp line out to right that came off his bat at 102 in the 3rd. And then a walk his last time in the 6th against Michael King. It's been professional ABs. Ollie Marmol was saying to his pregame from Weatherholt. Said he's really liked the approach against lefties and righties.
It's so nice to see a left-handed batter getting a full slate of chances versus left-handed pitchers. Too early these days. Are we going to rush to platoon everybody?
Boy, great jump from Scott. The throw not in time to get Victor Scott. Duran's got a cannon back there behind the plate in his major league debut, and Scott somehow beat that. And Craig Stammen, after much deliberation, will have a look at this.
This one's also really close, and you know what I love that Duran did here is he missed on the first base side of the bag. That's what gives the fielder a chance to put the tag down. If you miss on the third base side of the bag, you have no play here, but you miss on the first base side, and then you can grab him as he's sliding by you.
And he kept it low too. Bogaerts with a beautiful pick.
Boy, that is close too. Where does Bogaerts graze the tag? On the rear of Scott, the lower back, in relation to the oven mitt on the left hand.
And this one can go either way too. This is why it's so hard.
Yeah, I'm done predicting these now.
Early in your broadcasting career, you're tapping out.
See, I think he does. I think he gets him there, and his glove, if you look at the glove, it's out.
The call on the field is overturned. Runners out.
So they had enough to see that the Bogaerts tag did graze the backside, and what a throw by Rodolfo Duran in his major league debut, a guy who has had some rocket throws in AAA this year to cut down the speedy Scott.
That's got to feel pretty good too, to know you did something in this game to help this team have a chance to win. As your man, it's pretty special. Who remember that one?
And now Weatherholt squares on a 2-1 and takes down.
Both teams, nobody out, runner on first, take a chance and steal second base. Tough decisions. I know they're on their own for the most part, but very hard to figure out. And then the walk here changes the whole inning.
Boom! That's a winner.
I didn't think you was a baseball fan, Blake.
Come on, I love homers, and this little bad boy lets me pick one for free every day of the week. I can make a pick for Moonshot Monday, Tater Tuesday, Walk-Off Wednesdays, Thumper Thursdays, Four-Bagger Fridays.
And so, a one-out base runner, and Ruben Niebla, fifth-year pitching coach, will come visit with Wandy Peralta. 2-1 game. Cardinals in front. It was 1-1 into the top of the 7th when St. Louis went ahead on an RBI triple from Mason Wynn that Nick Castellanos couldn't run down. It scored Jordan Walker after San Diego had went to the bullpen in place of Michael King. Todd Frazier, Adam Ottavino, Mike Monaco with you, and our entire crew behind the scenes in a game that has not disappointed. Two of the 7 best teams in baseball the first month and a half. And a high leverage spot here. Ivan Herrera is 0 for 3 so far. A couple Ks and a comebacker. And Peralta misses with the changeup to start.
Yeah, he's looking for that ground ball right here to the left side. Manny Machado. See a lot of these changeups, hoping for one.
It's a small sample size for Herrera so far, but he's actually had reverse splits this year. He's been better against righties than he has been against lefties. He's reached base safely in 22 straight games. Peralta's 2-0. Fades outside. And Peralta fighting his command. Six straight out of the zone.
And you wonder about the conversation on the mound. What was it talked about? You know, you got Burleson up next, lefty. I mean, maybe don't try and be too cute here.
3-0. That misses down, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back free passes. Boos ring out here at Petco Park. And now Alec Burleson does loom in the 3 spot.
Looks like we have some movement down there in the bullpen. Probably a righty getting ready for Walker on deck.
Burleson has had his struggles this year, left on left. But Peralta fighting the command right now. Yuki Matsui, just activated earlier this week, is up and loosening. Hey, the NBA Conference semifinals continue Saturday night over on ABC and the ESPN app. The Thunder are in Los Angeles to take on the Lakers in Game 3. Coverage starts with NBA tip-off at 8 Eastern. So here's Burleson, who walked in the first, homered to the pull side in the 4th.
Not working. Come on.
Now Wandy Peralta is saying that the pitch comm is not working. You see Duran motioning down where the catchers keep that often on their shin guard. You often see it at the start of a reliever's outing. Peralta trying to reset with his new catcher. 2 on, 1 out, top of the 8th inning. Cardinals up a run, looking for more. Burleson squares, 96 for a strike.
Interesting right there. Square to bunt, runners in scoring position. We know he's struggled against left-handed pitchers. A little squibber to shortstop would do him just fine.
It's a 490 OPS left on left this year for Alec Burleson, whereas against righties, he's up near 950. The 1-1. Burleson stings it at second. Tatis, Bogarts in time for 2. 4, 6, 3, and an exhale. Much needed for Wandy Peralta.
And he took his time, Tatis Jr. Nice and easy. Bogarts back to first. Big time momentum shifter.
I'm Boomer.
Sports Center, a ton on the way as the home teams continue to roll in the NBA playoffs. Big Perk stops by. And speaking of rolling, the Hurricanes, who Mike Monaco knows well, they just don't lose. We'll talk a little baseball. Our guy Tim Kirch is here. Does everyone in the American League, other than the Yankees and the Rays, stink? Mike, back to you.
I love it, Scott. We'll get into it. We also love Tim Kirchin. We know Scott is going to make Tim laugh tonight, and we cannot wait to hear it.
We cannot. I'm surprised Tim's still up right now.
Come on,
God
Todd.
bless him. I don't know how he does it.
Come on.
That old man, poor old man.
It's Diet Mountain Dew. That's how.
Take a nap. Get ready, Tim.
Those two are electric together as we welcome you back. Petco Park. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Padres bat against JoJo Romero. Down a run. Ty France on the ground at short at Mason Wynn. One away to begin the bottom of the 8th inning. Romero's been a really steady presence in the St. Louis bullpen these last 4 years. He was excellent last year, had a 2.07.
Yeah, it's great to have a guy with a little bit of continuity with the squad here. Veteran presence, can handle righties, can handle lefties. He's pitched in a lot of high leverage. Here he is doing it once again, 1-run game here in the 8th.
Now Nick Castellanos comes up aggressively. On a first pitch changeup. Castellanos so far a fly out to center and a strikeout swinging. Pop foul, and it's 0-2. Jason Adam on the right, and the game's best reliever Mason Miller on the left. Two scenarios there for Craig Stammen. Do they score or not here in the bottom of the 8th?
Ball.
Just misses with a backdoor breaking ball, and we're going to get a Cardinals challenge. Just clips the edge.
St. Louis has 2 challenges remaining.
And Romero gets a big backwards K for out number 2.
That's a pitch you see off the plate. There's no way you think it could come back, and it just nips the corner. JoJo looking really confident out there.
And Pedro Pages knew it all the way. Now Rodolfo Duran takes strike 1. Major league debut, a fly out to right and a fly out scorched to center at 108 off his bat last time. Toiled away in the minors for a dozen years. Bouncer at second at J.J. Weatherholt, and JoJo Romero works a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th on 7 pitches.
Psoriasis had me looking for plaques, brushing up.
The opener of this 4-game series between the Cardinals and the Padres. 8 combined hits in this game, and some very good starting pitching, gentlemen, from Matthew Liberatore and Michael King.
Yeah, both starters were on their game, throwing first pitch strikes, forcing the action, going to their put-away pitches when they needed them, and looking very comfortable out there.
Jason Adam comes on, an all-star last year, former Rays reliever who was excellent there. Good numbers so far this year.
Good to see Jason back on the mound this year after that really weird quad tear he had last year. He's been one of the best relievers in the game over the past 3 or 4 seasons. He's picked up right where he left off, 1.80 ERA through his first 11 games this year.
He's trying to keep the Padres down 1 as he faces Jordan Walker and starts out with strike 1. Jordan Walker had the double to lead off the 7th and scored the go-ahead run for the Cardinals. Driven in by Mason Wynn.
You good?
A change up there, 0-2.
Seen a lot of those change-ups, a lot of those sweepers. Makes you wonder as a hitter, like, dude, should I start thinking off speed instead of fastball? Because they're so polished and they're so important for these pitchers to get these pitches over for strikes.
Walker's done this a few times today where he waits until the pitcher comes set with 2 strikes, then calls timeout to break up the rhythm. Pretty good gamesmanship.
Oh, 2. You would feel how as a reliever if and when that happened to you?
Maybe I'd be a little irked, but I don't know. You can't let him take you out of your game, but it would just be more fuel to the fire. Let's strike this guy out. That's what I'd be thinking.
That's laughable. I know exactly what you'd be thinking. I should have did that more often to you.
What were the career numbers? Did we ever come to a conclusion on that?
It doesn't show.
You had 1 bleeder against Adam, that's it?
I told you it doesn't show. Okay, let's leave it at that.
Sweeper, sweeper, sweeper.
Internet's not working right now.
The unmistakable Todd Frazier, the dominant Adam Ottavino. I'm merely Mike Monaco. Top of the 9th inning in San Diego. Walker on the ground sharply left center field, and a 2-strike hit that plugs the gap. Walker digs for second and dives in safely ahead of Merrill's throw. A second leadoff double for Jordan Walker in the late innings.
What an awesome piece of base running here. Smells the double out of the box, not satisfied with the single. Even though he hit this ball about 1,000,000 miles an hour, he still hustles right out of the box, sees it the whole way, gets himself in scoring position.
115 off the bat, a one-hopper that got through the outfield. Oh, man, he was cruising. Good turn at first base, little things hit the inside corner of the bag. Nothing was stopping him getting to second base.
Strike one to Nolan Gorman. And that was a sizzler from Jordan Walker. So 2 extra base hits for him and a chance for some St. Louis insurance.
To be honest with you, you got 3 strikeouts. The one thing you want to do is just put the ball in play. If you're a hitter, I've been in these spots too many times. Last thing I want to do is get another strikeout here to get that golden sombrero.
And look who's up for the Cardinals. The nasty Riley O'Brien. He's got 19 strikeouts to 1 walk this year. Up and away, a ball and a strike on Gorman. Yeah, 3 swinging strikeouts for Gorman. 2 on changeups, 1 on an elevated sinker from Michael King. Slider there, 1-2.
A productive at bat right here would be to hit a 20 hopper to the right side. But he's been out in front of a lot of them changeups.
Does roll over but pulls it foul.
Yeah, they're getting the sombrero fitted right here, but he's trying to avoid it.
You're spot on, my friend.
2-strike count against Nolan Gorman with Walker at second for St. Louis. Jason Adam deals. And no chase from Nolan Gorman. Good take.
Very good take right there. That pitch was awfully enticing. Up and away. Borderline, lets it go.
The 2-2. Gorman ropes 1 foul. St. Louis trying to crack what has been the best bullpen in baseball these last couple of seasons. Last year, first in bullpen ERA by a wide margin. This year, top 10 again. 7th pitch to Gorman. Up high and a full count.
I think with a base open, you're coming right back with that changeup.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think changeup's coming here.
You have an opportunity still with a double play ball, even if it's not the pitch you want.
8th pitch. Gorman pulls it down the line in right and hooked foul.
Breaking ball very similar to the one that Walker got with 2 strikes. Little mistake in the middle there. I don't think he'll throw that again.
Yeah, if he can throw that changeup here, take a little bit more off, there might be an opportunity for another strikeout. If not, a ground ball.
9th pitch of the plate appearance on the way. Misses for ball 4. So he does come back with the changeup, and Nolan Gorman with a hard-earned free pass. And there's 2 on for the Cardinals and nobody out here in the 9th.
And it's not the worst thing, as we talked about. Again, you're 1 pitch away from getting a double play. Yeah, Mason went up here. Had that big RBI triple. So guy that puts the bat on the ball a lot. And he's got some wheels.
I think a bunt could be in play here.
Yeah,
There's definitely
sure.
The Padres are feeling it. You got the corners pinched in. I think they might be running the wheel here. Yep.
Wynn does square with the wheel play on and called a strike with the breaking ball.
And you don't see it too often, this wheel play, and I absolutely love it when you know there's a scenario where it's definitely a bunt play, a guy who can bunt, And if you're the batter right here too, if you see that, you take that swing back and you let it go.
It really does remind me of the old days coming up under Tony La Russa with the Cardinals. We used to do a ton of show, bring back with bunting, and you're reading the fielders. We were taught to read the fielders. You see the wheel, you pull back and you swing. If you see them hold their ground, you lay that bunt down.
And Adams steps off ahead of the 0-1. Rodolfo Duran trying to get on the same page with his infield here. With nobody out, 2 aboard. France coming all the way in from first. Wynn gets it down. France goes to third to get the lead runner in Walker. Ty France kept coming and gets aggressive from first.
That was awesome execution by Ty France and the Padres. They actually went with the fake wheel here. Xander fakes like he's going to go to third. The shortstop, Xander Bogaerts, that is. Then he breaks back to second. Machado breaks back to the bag. Ty France is coming in flying, backhands it and fires against the lead runner.
Yeah, and as a first baseman too, your momentum is taking you towards home plate. He threw an absolute strike there to third. And a couple different plays there on bunt plays. You have to do that in spring training and know exactly where to position yourself. Huge play by the Padres.
And you saw the frustration from Mason Wynn. So 1 away and Nathan Church.
And to go back to that point, Mason Wynn, you got to bunt that ball to third base, and I think that's what people don't understand. Position that bat in the right spot, make Manny Machado make that throw to first.
Church, the rookie, 0 for 3 so far. And 2 big misses from Jason Adam.
You know, in Ty France, when he makes that play, he has to come across that ball and, you know, position his feet in a way so he can open up and make the throw with the right hand. A left-handed first baseman, that plays a little more natural, so he did that very nicely with some perfect footwork there.
And now 2 balls and a strike on Church. Jason Adams' 20th pitch in this 9th inning. Pulled down the line, foul, 2-2.
He got into that one. That's a different noise that you hear. Just a long out, as Ottavino would tell me. Just a long out, Frazier.
2 on, 1 out. 2-2. Church pops one up into shallow left with Ramon Laureano in for out number 2. Boy, Wandy Peralta in the 8th, Jason Adam in the 9th, navigating some traffic, some uneven innings so far, trying to keep this a 1-run game.
Not every team in the league has 2 relievers, really 3 if you include Rodriguez, of that quality pitching down in a ball game.
A glut of arms that can be trusted in high leverage. Still 2 aboard, now 2 out for Pedro Pages. 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. And strike 1 at the top of the zone. You can hear Pages asking Alex Tosi, the home plate umpire, where it was, and Tosi saying it was at the top. More of those called strikes, breaking balls up in this ABS world. Skied to center by Pages. Merrill circles, and Jason Adams strands 2. Keeps this a 1.
Their fund investment objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in prospectus or summary prospectus at Invesco.com.
Good job, me. Riley O'Brien has been one of the best relievers in the game, and he has slashed his walk rate, Mike Petriello, this year. How's he done it?
He dropped from an 11% walk rate to a 1% walk rate, and you think you're going to see more pitches in the zone, but his zone rate is unchanged, which is kind of weird. Instead, watch for the very first pitch. First pitch sinker usage has gone from 48% to 75%. He gets ahead with that, and expands with the sliders and sweepers.
All right, so there's the scouting report and the recipe for Riley O'Brien, who's got 19 Ks to just 1 walk this year.
Truly remarkable.
He's been filthy. He reminds me of Jim Johnson back in the day. Closer, right-handed closer, ripping upper 90 sinkers.
100 to start to Jackson Merrill in the leadoff spot for the Padres here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Padres have been great in 9th innings so far this year. On the ground towards second, and J.J. Weather holds. And one away for O'Brien. We asked Ollie Marmol pregame, how do you describe what O'Brien's like for guys facing him in the box? He said it's nasty, it's uncomfortable, it's the sinker and the breaking ball. Both of those are moving like crazy, but the real growth for him, they've said, since coming over from Seattle, is in pressure situations and the mental side and slowing things down on the bump. Strike one at 101 to Miguel Andujar.
It's an easy 101 too. That's the crazy part about that. It is easy 101 with some movement.
0-1. On the edge at 100, coming through the back door. Maybe just off.
How do you pull the trigger on that when it looks a foot outside, out of the hand?
0-2. Check swing, and you can just see in Andujar's body language how nasty O'Brien's stuff is.
It was right down the plate too for a sweeper. God almighty. It's a beautiful pitch. Excuse me, off the plate. It looks good. You got to swing.
0-2. A sword and a strikeout for O'Brien. 2 down in the 9th.
Yeah, and he forces you to swing at a pitch like this because he can paint that sinker back door. When he starts something away and finishes it in the zone, and then he starts something that looks a little more hittable out of the hand like that sweeper, you're going to offer at it. Unfortunately, it breaks way away from your bat.
And that wasn't even in the zone at all. But it looks like 100 coming at you.
Well, Manny Machado has faced O'Brien before once as a single off the nasty closer for St. Louis. Popped up foul, 1-1. Hey, take home a piece of the game. Bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. Padres down to their last out, down a run in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1. This is just up at a hundo. 2-1.
And you see the difference here. Manny Machado up, you start with that sweeper instead of coming and attacking.
Machado chops it at short at Mason Wynn. Ball game. The Cardinals win the opener 2-1 with a dazzling pitching performance and fire from Riley O'Brien at the back end, and another 1-run win for St. Louis.
Great pitching all around in this ball game. Matthew Liberatore, got to take your hat off to him. He pounded the strike zone. He set the tone today for the Cardinals. They were able to scratch 2 runs across, and they win a very, very well played ball game.
Yeah, if you like pitching today, you would have liked this matchup. Change-ups galore, had both of their opponents off balance, and guess what? This Cardinal team does it again on the road. Another victory, and they just keep on rolling along.
It's been a special start to this season for St. Louis. They grab another victory, and they are 7 games above 500. Final score, Cardinals 2, Padres 1. Sports Center with SVP is coming up next here on ESPN. For Todd Frazier, Adam Ottavino, and our entire excellent crew led by Ben Ward and Billy Proctor, Mike Monaco saying so long from San Diego. Off to SVP.